From decades, our world is using gasoline and diesel that is very harmful for our earth, and day by day it is degrading the beauty of our earth. But now it's time to use the electric power or the thunder power to run our machines. And now Audi is presenting its all electric vehicle Q4 e-tron and the e-tron Sportsback to protect our earth. And SPS Cars is creating this video to showcase my gratitude towards Audi. And now it's time for the all electrified machines. And here's the all electrified Audi. So what's cracking, SPS Cars family? How are you all guys? Welcome back to my channel SPS Cars, and I'm Shivan Pratap Singh, and I'm back again with my another fresh video. And today in this video we will be going to discuss about the all new all electric Audi Q4 e-tron SUV and the e-tron Sportsback. We will talk about the design, we will talk about the bodywork and the powertrain of both the cars. So without wasting any time, let's start the celebration of progress. Yeah, the celebration of progress. When I have attended the world premiere of both the cars, Audi claims that this is the unveiling event is the celebration of progress, and I agree with them because everyone needs an progress. Our world needs a progress. So let's start the celebration of progress. Okay, first let's start with the design work of both the cars, the Audi Q4 e-tron SUV and the e-tron Sportsback. Well, Audi have successfully given both the cars an aesthetic design that we all want in a car. And not only an aesthetic design, but also Audi have successfully given both the cars an futuristic design. That is so much important in a cars. And if we talk about the futuristic design, so it makes both the cars more sharper, and also it increases up the road presence of both the cars. Talking about the cars, so let me tell you one thing, that both the cars are just a concept, and Audi claims that the production model will be similar, about 90% similar to the concept that you are seeing here. Yeah, and let me take you deep in this, and let's talk about the design, and let's also talk about the design difference. So let's go. Okay, before getting to the front design of both the cars, let me tell you one thing, that this video is just a preview video, and if we talk about the real life review, so it's a future talk, because right now real life review is impossible. So I will just preview the design, the every single thing on the car, on both the cars. So let's begin with the front design of both the cars. Talking about the front, so it's similar on both the cars, so I will take only one of them to showcase you the front. So here's the front design of the Audi Q4 e-tron SUV. And talking about the front, so it is visible clearly that the front is too much aggressive and futuristic. So you will get a sharper and a slimmer LED headlamp that looks too much sleeker. And also LED headlamp have some crystal finishes, some crystal elements that make it more aggressive and too much good. Further, moving to the grille, you will get an enclosed grille on both the cars and a badging of the Audi. That's it for the front design. Now it's time to get to the side profile, because here's the difference came. And what's the difference, I will tell you further, but let's take Audi Q4 e-tron SUV for talking about the side profile. So here's the e-tron SUV side profile, and let's talk about the design. So you will get a normal roof, just like other SUVs, and also you will get a roof mounted spoiler. That's it. But the main point on this about this related to the roof, you will get aerodynamically efficient roof. That is very much important because it's related to the performance of a car, and that is a very important point if we talk about a car and if we want to purchase a car. So here's the side profile, and adding up the rear profile of the Audi Q4 e-tron SUV. So here's the rear profile, and it's uprighted. Also LED tail lights has been provided to you with a connecting light also, and this is the rear profile of the e-tron SUV. Now it's time to get to the side profile of the e-tron Sportsback, and let's see how's it look. So here's the e-tron Sportsback side profile, and talking about the side profile, so you will get a flat floating you will get a fast floating roof just like this. And also if we talk about the roof spoiler, so it is boot mounted. Yeah, boot mounted roof spoiler, and that's how a Sportsback look like. Talking about the tail lights, so it's similar to the e-tron SUV, as I have already told you that both the cars shares similar design work. So here it is. The only difference is on the roof of both the cars. So that's it for the design. Now it's time to talk about the powertrain of both the cars, and it's the very much important point, and let's begin our talk related to the powertrain. Now talking about the powertrain of both the cars, so the Audi Q4 e-tron SUV and the e-tron Sportsback will offer in three powertrains, offering both rear and the front wheel drive. Talking about the very first powertrain, that is the entry-level powertrain, so it's Q435 e-tron that opens the lineup with a rear wheel drive option. And talking about this, so it will get a 52 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery capacity. And talking about the power generation, so it churns out about 170 bhp of horsepower and 310 newton meter of torque. Whereas talking about the range and the speed, so Audi claims that this powertrain completes the sprint of 0 to 100 km in 9 seconds, whereas company also claims that with e-tron SUV it will offer about 341 kilometers of range, whereas the e-tron Sportsback will offer about 349 kilometers of range. Now moving to the second or the mid-level variant, that is the Q440 e-tron, that is also offered with a rear wheel drive. Yeah, talking about the details, so it gets a larger battery option, that is a 77 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery that churns out about 204 bhp of horsepower and 310 newton meter of torque. Also Audi claims that this powertrain completes the sprint of 0 to 100 km per hour in just 8.5 seconds, whereas the with the e-tron SUV it offers 520 kilometers of range. Whereas talking about the e-tron Sportsback, so it Audi claims that it will offer range about 529 kilometers. Moving further, and if we talk about the highest top spec model, that is the Q450 e-tron. And also let me tell you one thing, that this is the all-wheel drive. That means the electric motor is mounted at the front and at the rear wheel also. Now talking about the details, so here it will get a more powerful, more performanceful 77 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery that churns out about 299 bhp of horsepower and 460 newton meter of torque. Audi also claims for this powertrain that this powertrain will complete a 0 to 100 kilometers of sprint in just 6.2 seconds. That is too much good, and that's too much amazing. Further, Audi claims that the e-tron SUV with this powertrain will offer about 788 kilometers of range. That is too much high. And if we talk about the e-tron Sportsback, so the e-tron Sportsback with this powertrain will offer about 797 kilometers of range. That's almost 800 kilometers. Well, the powertrains are too much amazing if we talk about the base, if we talk about the top. And let me tell you one thing, that with every powertrain you will get a better range on with the Sportsback. Yeah. And why it is? Because it is a performanceful car and it is more aerodynamically efficient as comparison to the SUV. So that's it for the powertrain. Yeah guys, so we have talked a lot about the powertrain. Now it's time to talk about the interior finishing of both the cars. Talking about the interiors of both the cars have similar interior. Now let's talk about the interior of let me showcase you the interior first, because it's too much exciting and too much premium. So here's the interior work of the Audi Q4 e-tron SUV and the e-tron Sportsback. Talking about the interior, so both the cars continues to have the same Audi interior finishing and the same build quality. In the interior you will get a more premium architectural dashboard with a lots of texture work, and the attention to the details is too much fine in the interior. Talking about the touchscreen size, so you will get a 10.25 inches instrumental display, whereas you will get a 10.1 inch centrally mounted infotainment system with an optional 11.6 inches infotainment system. Yeah, you can choose between them. Further, you will get head-up display with the navigation command also, and third, you will get Hey Audi voice command system. Yeah, in your car you will get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Wi-Fi connection, and many more features like this. And talking about the seats, so you will get a leather upholstery on the seats. And talking about the seats, it's ventilated seats, and the front seats are quite upright, whereas the rear seat is lifted down, so that you will get a better convenience, better comfort, and also to increase the amount of boot space. Now it's time to talk about the boot space. So let's get to the dimension part, and let's talk about the dimension finishing of the car. So if we talk about the dimensions, so let's start with the length. So you will get a 4,595 mm length. You will get 1,865 mm wider car. And talking about the height, so it's 1,613 mm taller. Further, moving to the wheelbase, because it's important for the legroom and the knee room. So you will get a 2,760 mm of wheelbase. That is too much high, and the interior space is also very good because of this wheelbase. Yeah. Now it's time to talk about the boot space, because whenever you will take your beauty on weekends, whenever you will take your beauty for, like, if you want to go on picnics with your family, like, yeah, everyone does on the weekend, so you need a lots of luggage. Yeah, so let's talk about the luggage space or the boot space. So on the e-tron SUV you will get a 520 liters of boot space, that is expandable up to 1,490 liters. That is quite high. Whereas talking about the Sportsback, so you will get a 535 liters of boot space, that is expandable up to the 1,460 liters. And thanks to the 40-20 split seats, yeah, you will get on both the cars a 40-20-40 split seats. That means it will give you better boot space and also a better comfort. Now it's time to talk about the tire size. Yeah, it's a really good option to talk about. Well, talking about the tire size, though, Audi have provided its customers an option between 19 inches to 21 inches. Yeah, you can choose 90 inches, 19 inches, 20 inches, 21 inches, anyone you want. Yeah. So these are the tire options. Now it's time to talk about, and all these tires are alloy wheels. Now it's time to talk about the suspension work. So in the front you will get the McPherson strut suspension, whereas at the rear you will get a 5-link rear suspension with adaptive damping, and also you will get the selecting mode also on you can select mode according to yourself on which type of roads you are driving. Now further, it's time to talk about the most important part of our video, that is the battery charging. So talking about the battery charging capacity on the variant, so it's different for every variant. Now let's start. So the maximum charging capacity of 7.4 kilowatt on AC system, and also of about 100 kilowatt on the DC system for the Q435 e-tron, that is the entry level variant. Whereas talking about with the Q440 e-tron and the 50 e-tron, you will get a maximum speed up to 11 kilowatt on AC, whereas for the DC you will get 125 kilowatt of its maximum speed. So these are the charging speed. Now it's time to talk about the Indian launch. Yeah guys, so let me tell you one thing, that both the cars are not coming to India, and Audi have seriously, I think they have no plan to launch these cars in India further. But there is a good news that Audi has confirmed to launch a larger e-tron and e-tron Sportsback in India by this month. Yeah, by the end of this month. And also Audi have confirmed that the e-tron GT will also come to India by the end of 2021. Let's see how will be the Audi's e-tron, larger e-tron and the larger e-tron Sportsback look alike, and how will be what will be their specs for the Indian model and also the e-tron GT. So let's see how both the cars how all the cars will look alike. And Audi have planned to launch its Q3 and many of the cars in India also. And let's see what will be the future, and will these cars will arrive in India. We will talk about that also in further videos, but this is my video on the Audi Q4 e-tron and the e-tron Sportsback. So that's it for today guys. This was my video, and if you like my video then please click on the like button and share this video to all your friends to tell them that the Audi is going to launch its e-tron GT and larger e-tron and e-tron Sportsback in India very soon. So not to forget, and click on the red subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you will not miss any update from my channel related any auto world updates. So thanks for watching this video guys. Thank you for watching till end. It's good news that the Audi have launched Audi Q4 e-tron and the e-tron Sportsback, and I am so excited for the Indian spec models. Let's see what will be the feature. So this was my video. Thanks for watching again. See you in my next video. So till then, goodbye.